Jaret Goes to the Movies is a free podcast made possible by Rich's lack of a social life, as well as our amazing supporters. For as little as $1 a month, you can access tons of extra content each week. Visit JaretGoesToTheMovies.com and click Support Us. Enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jaret Reddick. And this is a podcast. Jaret Goes to the Movies. Hopefully you have seen or heard one of my many musical endeavors. And if you have, then you know how much I love movies. This is movie commentary with no movie knowledge. This podcast is me and my friend Rich talking about movies that we like. But my name's on it because I'm famous. This is Jaret Goes to the Movies. Still. Okay, we're starting now.
Now, don't give me that pouty look of yours. You can eat your carrots when you get home.
That's it? You don't have anything else to say to me today?
What would you like me to say, Sam? Come on now, honey. You're going to miss the bus. Have a good day.
I can't believe this. They fucking forgot my birthday.
Yeah. What? Oh, yeah.
This is some perfect 80s.
I was going to ask, like, do you guys miss electric drums?
Yes.
Jan Hammer drums.
I used to have this, I had a Simmons pad on my drum set, and it just, I think I've told you guys this before, like, I had this, like, it was like a 17-piece drum set. It was stupid. It was like Neil Peart, like, basically, it was kind of like my studio used to be. Like, if I owned it, it was on the fucking set. You know what I mean? Right. Like, it didn't even have to make it. If there was a broken cymbal, I'd stick it somewhere. And anyway, like, I just had this Simmons pad, just like, doo, 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 doo. So I'd be like, anyway.
When I hear that, I think Eddie Murphy should be staking something.
Totally, right?
Yeah.
It's very much like that sort of thing. Hi, everybody. My name is Jaret. This is a podcast. It's called Jaret Goes to the Movies. And back with me now, as always.
I was there last time.
I don't know how you do it. You were there last time, too, weren't you?
No, he wasn't.
You weren't supposed to be, though.
But
anyway,
I was.
Rich is with me.
Do I sound the same?
You sound good. You sound like Garth Brooks on the new Garth channel. If anybody gets Sirius XM, you'll know what I'm saying. Like, he has this insane persona. They have him to where he introduces like every fifth or sixth song, and it's just like he'll just come in and just go, James Taylor, what a voice, and you just knew right when he started singing, nothing like Sweet Carolina, and you're just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, because you know he's an excited guy. He talks like me. I mean, he's a rock singer, and I've told you this before. All rock singers have the same. We all sound like a Muppet. Like, we took a little bit higher pitched. There's a little bit of nasally, like, pointiness in there. That's how he speaks.
Right.
Anyway, he's trying to hide it just a little bit. Trisha Yearwood. The thing about him is, I think I've told you guys this before. I've met him, and we sat and had a conversation. And once he figured out who I was, it was really interesting because he knew things about me that I was surprised that he knew. Like,
I wonder what he knows about me.
Oh my God. It's like, thank God, it's like Casey's here. But anyway, it was, super cool. He's like, you guys are so busy. I read that you did this and this. And I'm just like, yeah, we fucking did. That's crazy. You're Garth Brooks. Anyway, it's a cool channel. Rich, welcome back to the program, even though you never left. I'm sorry that you had the flu.
That's all right.
And you're recovering nicely.
Yeah, I feel great.
Now, you're not
like
now, the last time you were sick was Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and you were a total dick.
Apparently.
Yeah, well, not apparently. I mean, let's just admit it. Let's go with it, okay?
Okay.
And that was rough. I think at that one, there was one time I did this acoustic show with Eric. It just happened to be in our hometown, and like his mom sat like in the front table, and everything was set. I mean, I love his mom, but it was just like, why don't you let like a fan sit up there so that we can interact? It was just odd, and he was sick and wouldn't talk, and it was just like I literally left there just going, why am I ever doing that again?
But I was sick last week and I did talk.
I know. Here's the thing. You weren't supposed to talk last week, but you went ahead and did.
Yeah.
Why did you mic him then?
Well, because it is his show too. I say it's my show, but it really is.
I didn't get mic'd, but I still talked.
That's true. You did. Yeah, you're in the background
It was
like
driving me crazy
You're
because
in
I
the
was like, how am I
background
supposed to include this? No one can hear what you're saying.
I'm glad you're feeling better. Now, Casey now has the flu.
Right.
Full on tested, not just saying it. Like she got the
Right.
swab up the nose.
That's weird.
Right.
Casey's sick?
When I was in high school, a bunch of my friends had to
Did
get
you
a
test
swab.
her by putting your finger behind your ear
No, that's
and
what
then shoving it up?
I was going to say, though, that when I was in high school,
bet you
a
did,
bunch of
Bert.
my friends had to go get that test, and they had all been with the same girl in a 2-week period. 5 dudes.
Oh, wow.
Now, Kitty Corner Will is here. Last
Hey.
week we had your wife on the show. She was awesome.
I like her.
We
Yeah, she
had
did well. She
and we
did
had
really
your
well.
daughter on, and your quite frankly, your daughter made a couple of the segments.
She
And
did talk 3 times.
Yeah, I was looking at her like, say something.
you know, that's the thing is like we don't have to mention any names. We do have people who say they're going to come in here and say some shit, and then they get in here, and it's kind of hard to get a word in because we have a thing.
Simone was real self-conscious. She was like, I don't have anything prepared. I don't know what to say. I'm like, it's just like you're hanging with a bunch of friends. Just be in the conversation.
I know. Like,
exactly.
I almost feel like sometimes that if you could rig it in those situations where you didn't have the headphones on, that it
Yeah.
would feel a little bit more natural.
It is strange when you first do it and you're hearing yourself talk.
Yeah,
Definitely.
totally. So Ed Sheeran was just on the morning show that we listened to on the way to school with the kids today, and he doesn't wear headphones in the radio station, which I thought was super interesting because that would be really difficult because really you don't get any of those cues or anything. You know, you just can go by what everybody sounds like in the room. Anyway,
My daughter worships Ed Sheeran.
he's great. Yeah, the Gingers are back. I mean, he's a fantastic singer, great songwriter. He's influenced by Eminem, which I just think is kind of cool for his kind of music. And
Jaret's opening a bid.
but anyway, Steel Magnolias was a lot of fun. I'm glad you brought your wife and daughter. Now, Ashley Miller was here to take over for your role, and she was a little quiet
Yeah,
then
she was
too.
a little quiet, too.
It was kind of late on a Sunday night.
I'm just really hard to replace, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
You know, you are irreplaceable, and I don't think I give you enough credit.
Oh, stop it.
And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I feel like if I'm nice to you every episode now,
Don't
people
ever
are
be nice to me.
people-
That would make me feel weird.
people are going to lose interest. You know,
Well, that too, yeah.
They're just going to be like, "What the fuck?"
I would lose interest.
Anyway, so it's 2017. It's our second episode of 2017. Is that right? Or third.
This will
That's
be
right.
third, yeah.
Thank you. So I guess the Happy New Year shit is done. But here's the thing: I'm having trouble. First
Getting
of all,
all
wait,
your Christmas decorations down?
let me. Wait, I have a story about that. First of all, and there's an actual very good reason that hasn't gone down. But I do want to say this. I haven't talked about this in a while. But the pre-show to this episode, which you only get if you're a supporter on
Right.
Patreon,
Right.
is probably better than this podcast is going to be.
It is
So
really good.
just give $1 to us this month at least, and just go listen to that.
Yeah.
But there's 80 hours out there for you if you do $5. So 2007. Oh, first of all, Christmas decorations are not down. The problem is we had this last weekend. We had Casey's Christmas party here,
You're supposed to take it down on New Year's Day.
right? But we had to leave it up because we had a Christmas party 2 weeks later.
Oh,
and for her job.
I gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, and so that was last weekend.
I gotcha.
So last weekend was a big weekend. It was the slumber party on Friday.
Right.
Then we had the big Christmas party. Then on Sunday it was football, and then the podcast for Steel Magnolias. And then we get into this week, and it's just been insane. So that's why I feel like I'm chasing 2017. I just can't get in the groove. But I've been super motivated. We've redone the daycare studio. Bowling for Soup is scheduled out pretty much for the year. Those of you in the Midwest and on up through New York and then down the East Coast a little bit, man, we announced dates. Come see us. bowlingforsoup.com. Get concert dates there. We're doing the headlining the punk rock stage at Slam Dunk Festival, and Rich is going to be there.
Yeah, so tell me what are my dates that are my...
I don't know them off the top of my head. I'm
okay.
calendar driven, which means I have to be looking at the calendar.
Oh, okay.
But I do think it's interesting to start publicizing that you're going to be there. Because no, I'm serious. Like, I think we should like have like a meetup or something.
What's he gonna do there?
He's just going to hang out. He's going to help us. He's going to do social media updates for us.
Oh, I thought he was like going to play or something.
No. He's going to earn his spot on the bus.
Play. That's funny.
By doing our social media updates, right?
Right.
Yeah. I fucking fell down the stairs New Year's Eve. Did I tell you guys that? Right after Casey did. And then I fucking fell down at the donut shop the day after my kid's birthday party. So my knee is completely fucked. And like, not in like it hurts to walk sense. It just like hurts to bend.
So I've been sick for 2 weeks straight now, and I have not missed a workout. I've lost 15 pounds.
Yeah, look at this guy. Now, it probably helps to be sick because your appetite goes away just a smidge.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I want to, first of all, I want to say a big thanks to Jason Kelso. He's the one that does our movie posters. He's been doing them for the last few months since Mark McGarry took a new job.
Right.
And Jason's actually had to kind of get us through the holidays, and he's had to do a lot of running around and changing of the art and stuff. Right. And he's been awesome. He's been great. He's been getting some I think he's gotten a couple like 4-hour deadlines, and he's not around a computer, and he figures it out. So thank you to Jason Kelso for being awesome. I think we're going to invite him onto the show at some point, like a movie that he likes, and let him come in and hang out. That'll be cool. I want to thank our executive producers, David Murray, who I had to move a Bowling for Soup Skype with this week. It seems like Dave Murray is like the biggest supporter of everything that I do, and I have to reschedule his shit all the time.
Because of you or because of him?
It was not because of me or him. It was because of a family. It had to do with this whole flu thing that was going on. Anyway, I want to thank Ashley C., Sheila Ray Wonder, who I had a dream about Sheila Ray Wonder the other day, and it was only inappropriate for a little bit. But I mean, nothing like really happened, but it was suggested. Wendy Croft, David Dooley, who I haven't heard from in a while, Diane Small, who I'm going to see on the next tour, Big Chris Whitehead, Lucy Murray, who seems to have had a great holiday, Chris Holt, Ron James, who you will hear from later in the program, Eddie Weiss, colonblowband.com, who does Kitty Corner Will's theme song, Lisa Wenzel, Go Steelers, and our new guy, Sean Umbeck, our newest executive producer. We want to thank you guys. And if you guys want to be listed every week, just go to patreon.com and search for Jaret Goes to the Movies. All right, so John Hughes movie. He wrote it, he directed it. You didn't have
First one.
You didn't have to write it down for me.
This is directorial debut.
So
Was it?
What's interesting about this is that you could see, I was talking about this earlier on the outtake, on the pre-show, how a lot of his transitions, there'll be something like, and it's super cool. He did it really well in Vacation, and there's a couple other ones where it's like a kid sitting there. He says funny line, funny line, funny line, and then he goes and he puts his headphones, and like the music takes over, and it goes to the next scene. Right. Just such a cool thing that I'd never really thought about before. Instead of just fading it in, you put like the characters actually in control of that.
This movie was one of the 15 movies they say that changed film.
I can see that. So I mean, this would probably be the equivalent, like the way that he shot this, the way that he did this, the way that he would carry on. It's very, I mean, I think it was as influential as, say, like maybe a Quentin Tarantino in his world.
You know, apparently he wrote this over a weekend.
Yeah.
And he based it on a headshot that he had of Molly Ringwald as like this stereotypical American teen.
Headshot up. He fell in love with her.
And he wrote it for her.
Wrote it staring at the headshot the whole time.
That's crazy.
And you could totally see that. I mean, it's, and you know, it's funny. I still have high school dreams at least 3 nights a week. Had one last night where I didn't study for a test. I was supposed to be in a class that I didn't go to. It's finals at least 3 times a week.
That's a recurring dream for me is I'm not sure what class I'm supposed to be at. I don't remember my locker or number or my combination. And I show up to a class and I'm completely unprepared. I have that dream all the time.
I had a dream last night that I'd already decided that I was going to skip school the next day. Mm-hmm. And like I'm making a big deal about it, and I'm like talking about it all day, and parents are pissed, and like my friends are excited, and like everybody, he's going to fucking skip school, and everything's going to, and I was so excited to skip school the next day. And then my son tapped me on the shoulder because he couldn't sleep because there were zombies on the streets. And I'm just like, I really wanted to skip that day of school, you know? And then I had a fucking dream that connected onto that where I was playing some music festival and our show opens up with a hologram of me and then I appear and I'm like in a different outfit and people are like, holy shit, it's like twins, like the Prestige kind of thing. And then, but I fucking forgot the words because I'd been drinking too much. In my defense, I had been river rafting that day. And we had been drinking a lot. So
defense.
anyway, it was a fucking dude, I'm telling you, you get a CPAP, the fucking dreams. It's crazy what happens. This movie stars Molly Ringwald as Samantha. We just talked about that. I think that makes sense. She's the freaking 80s prom queen. You know, I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily know that I ever really found her attractive, but I think
I thought she was really cute in this movie.
I think that's kind of the point, right?
Yeah.
She could play every girl, but she pulls off Claire, you know, in Breakfast
Don't you
Club.
think she should be attractive to me? Like that's
No, she doesn't seem like.
No, she doesn't have boobs.
redhead. She has, I mean, some boobs. But redhead, freckles, fair skin.
No, I don't see you.
But
dating
I don't.
her.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't know.
I
think
don't
there's-
see it at all. I don't get it.
I
at
thought she
all.
was super cute. She's basically my wife.
Yes, yeah, that's a great.
And the
comparison.
funny thing is, Simone was that age when this movie came out. So crazy.
Yeah, and she freaking and you fucking won out over Jake Ryan. Good job.
I'm Farmer Ted.
Justin Henry plays Mike. I love the Mike character here, but a lot of people might recognize him as being the kid from Kramer versus Kramer, which was a Dustin Hoffman and in the news right now, Meryl Streep movie.
I know the movie, but I don't remember.
Fantastic
anything about the
movie about divorce and basically fighting over a child in custody.
So uplifting.
He's the youngest person ever to be nominated for an Oscar.
Oh wow!
Yeah, supporting actor in 1979.
This is and that was before this movie, obviously.
Oh yeah, he's little, just like the cutest little kid you've ever seen. So Michael Scheffling is Jake.
Right.
That dude, basically, he did a couple of modeling gigs. He did this movie. He got married, and he just fucking makes furniture in Pennsylvania.
Right.
Now he was in Mermaids, and he
was in a few other things
Yeah.
with nothing of merit. I mean,
Mermaids
what's Mermaids?
with Meryl Streep and Winona Ryder.
Oh my
no,
God,
not Meryl,
Meryl
Streep.
Streep keeps coming up.
Not Meryl Streep. Cher and Winona Ryder.
Oh, that's right. Sure. I don't remember that movie at all. I don't know that I saw
I
it.
don't either.
But I know that the movie exists.
Must have been great.
Was
Hold
it
on.
Winona Ryder? I know it was Cher.
Yeah, I think it was Winona.
Halen Morris played Carolyn. She wore a wig this entire movie.
Okay, thank you.
You know what?
Yeah.
Because it was driving me fucking crazy.
For years, Simone and I would be like, her hair is so terrible.
Yeah.
And then I read that today, and I was like, Simone, it was a wig the whole time.
She's a ginger.
She's a ginge.
But the thing is that it didn't strike me as terrible until the scene where they cut it off,
Yeah.
and then it just gets worse and worse. And it's like they couldn't figure out which wig to put on her from scene to scene.
The best hair was the hair she was holding in her hand at the end.
No,
That's the only hair that looked real.
Apparently, John Hughes only wanted one redhead in the movie, so they made her wear the wig.
which makes a lot of sense. You have to make Molly Ringwald special.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that makes sense.
Because otherwise she's not.
There is a second redhead in the movie, and we will talk about that in a minute. But I do want to say that Halen Morris was considered for the role of Ariel in Footloose, but she did not test well with Kevin Bacon.
Oh, I would have loved her over the other girl.
Why? The other girl's
worst.
so good.
She's
Oh,
the
what was her
worst.
name?
Oh, it
What's her
doesn't
name?
matter. She's
Hated
so
her.
hot.
Oh my God, no! It's just nothing
You know
hot
that,
about that girl.
you know all the nude scenes and her and her panties and stuff? That's not her. That's body doubles.
In this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, even the shower scene. We'll get to that in just a
Oh,
second.
It's not a good
See,
body.
there you go. You leave what's her name in Footloose.
So Getty Watanabe plays Long Duck Dong, the greatest character name in the history of film. I remember him also from being grown up a little bit. Do y'all remember the movie Gung Ho with Michael Keaton?
Oh,
and,
yes.
and
The
Japan.
car manufacturer.
Japan comes in and buys the car manufacturer, and Michael Keaton sort of somehow weasels his way into the top of this thing.
Right.
I always get that movie and Take This Job and Shove It mixed up.
Oh man, see, I don't really remember the movie Take This Job and Shove It. I know that it exists. I know I saw it. I actually saw it at the drive-in movie.
Bigfoot was in it.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I totally remember it, but I don't remember it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
I know I saw it. Anthony Michael Hall gets cast as the geek in this
Right.
movie.
I know the credit said geek.
And he's like the last credit rolling in. And
Yeah.
Anthony Michael, but I mean,
But they named him. Why didn't they put that name
that
on
doesn't
the
make
credit?
any sense.
Later
to me.
on, they changed it to Farmer Ted or whatever. But
For
Yeah.
the TV versions,
Yeah.
it says Farmer Ted, yeah.
Is it for the TV version?
yeah,
So I rented it on Amazon today because I've seen it a million times on TV, right?
Right.
But I wanted to watch the movie version because there's a lot of stuff that they cut out for TV. But yeah, the TV version says Geek, and then the TV version says Farmer Ted.
Interesting, because he's known as Farmer Ted. Like, that's what I've always known him. Who are you? I'm Farmer Ted. And he even says it like, you should know this. What do you mean, who am I? I'm Farmer Ted. You know? Jesus Christ.
Have your parents ever forgotten your birthday?
No, I was going to ask you guys that. I mean, I don't know that this is possible. Here's why this movie isn't possible, if I just have to fucking break it down. You could probably forget somebody's birthday, but you're never going to forget somebody's birthday that's the day before a wedding. Because the whole time you'd be like,
that's right.
Well, that's right after her birthday or whatever. And we have to go to dinner with them on the night of Sam's birthday. Right. So like that would never happen. But no, I mean you.
I forgot Simone's birthday 2 years in a row.
What?
Oh snap!
Oh my God,
horrible.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Well, it's because we were married on the 23rd. Anna's birthday is on the 23rd, different months. And then her birthday's on the 22nd, but I thought it was the 23rd.
Okay.
So I had everything planned.
Right.
I just hit the day wrong.
Right. See, if you were a sports fan, you would have nailed it. Because you'd be like, Michael Jordan, Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, you're right.
So, but see, and that's the only way I can remember any sort of number. So, like, even if I'm remembering like a locker combination, I'm like Drew Bledsoe, Tony Dorsett.
Oh my God!
You know,
but Simone was
ridiculous.
It works though.
Simone literally is Sammy because she didn't say fucking anything. Right. She just let me go to work.
Oh wow!
And then I left work and came home. I was devastated. I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
Did you figure it out or?
Yeah, because she was. Yes, I figured it out.
Yeah,
I've never forgotten my kids' birthdays or any of my significant other birthdays. My parents have forgotten my birthday, but it was like late 30s, early 40s, and I didn't even care. Like, don't even bring it up to me.
So I'm bad about I know. Let's just say, can I just say relative? Because I do have relatives that listen to this.
Sure.
I know relatives' birthday is coming up. I fucking remind myself. Relative's birthday is coming up. You got to call relative on their birthday. Right. Relative's birthday's coming up. Relatives, blah, blah, blah. And then for some reason that fucking day happens and it's completely derailed and I don't fucking call relative.
Right.
You know? Like, for example, my dad's birthday is October 19th. I've been in the UK since 2000. I have been in the UK twice as many times in October as I haven't. Okay? So I'm there a shitload.
Right.
2/3 of the time, I've been in the UK. And, we've got the time zone. He's got to work. I've got to play, kind of thing. And it always seems like I'm calling him on the next day.
My mom's birthday is the worst. She's born on October 2nd. So that's in the final quarter of the year. So I'm thinking, okay, as soon as the holiday season is getting close, that's when her birthday is. And then September, I still consider the summer. So September rolls around, 31st or whatever, 30th of September hits, and then the next day is October 1st, and I'm going, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It's October. My mom's birthday is tomorrow because I'm all summer. I'm still thinking summer. My mom's in the winter.
I don't consider September summer. I guess I'm still school oriented.
It's still fucking hot in September.
To me, it is
summer.
But that just starts fall to me. I mean, even a third of the way.
Do you link September and October together like that? I don't do it in my head.
For some reason, and this is just me, I link September and October together, and then November and December are together. And then it's like January, February, March, and April are all a thing. May sits by itself, and then there's summer.
Yeah, I put the quarters. I put October, November, December all together.
Right. Yeah.
I treat each month individually.
No, you would, Will. You would.
Like it deserves.
Everything's just getting shittier. My family forgetting my birthday just makes it more vivid.
What do you expect, a breakfast birthday party?
No, but they could have at least said happy birthday. I mean, it was just like any other day.
Why don't you remind them? They'll feel some massive guilt. It could be highly profitable.
I wouldn't stoop to remind them. Since I was about 12, I've been looking forward to my Sweet 16. A big party, and a band, tons of people,
And a big Trans Am in the driveway with a ribbon around it. And some incredibly gorgeous guy that you meet like in France. You do it on a cloud without getting pregnant or herpes.
I don't need the cloud.
It's just a pink Trans Am and the guy, right?
A black one.
A black guy?
A black Trans Am, a pink guy.
Hey-o. here's the thing. Like, this friend...
Super hot, right?
No. But throughout this movie is just like... The friend that I would talk to about twice that day, and she'd be like, you're being like a really downer because this is like, you can't get mad. And I'd just be like, well, you know what? Fuck you. Because I'm going to go complain to somebody that's going to be like, yeah. Right? I mean, I'm in high school.
Okay.
Like, they forgot my birthday. Yeah, they fucking forgot your birthday. Fuck them. Let's go do something.
That's awesome, but I think she's super hot.
I don't get that at all.
She looks like the girl in all of the Patrick Nagel paintings. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You don't know what Patrick Nagel painting is?
No.
You mean those like 80s paintings?
Duran Duran Rio cover?
Yeah.
Her name is Rio, and she dances on the sand.
She looks just like the Patrick Nagel painting and she even has the little long triangle earrings that the Duran Duran chick has on the album cover. She looks, I swear to God, if you look at her in that scene and you look at the Nagel paintings, it looks just like her.
Speaking of the earring thing, though, I thought like the coming up to the school thing where John Hughes took this fucking this song montage,
right,
to literally show like, here are the sunglasses we were wearing, here are the earrings, like before the 80s were a thing,
right?
You know what I mean?
Now, he defined it.
He had it down.
That's that scene where they come up to the high school. They use the same shots in Weird Science.
Was it Shermer High School? I wonder.
It's literally the same footage.
Because he always would call it Shermer High School. It's Shermer High School.
No, it was a different high school. They shot in two different high schools.
Yeah, so they. But yeah, you're right. I mean, he did. He's sort of made that because he did 16 Candles. He did Pretty in Pink. He did
Breakfast Club.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He did Breakfast Club. He did Weird Science. Yeah, I mean, all of those. It's like the style and everything. Actually, in Weird Science, I think we talked about the fact that. The only time they were dressed nice is like a fucking chess king exploded on them, and they didn't know what to do.
Right.
Couldn't fucking defend themselves.
How come all the music doesn't have guitars? Like they just didn't care
because
about
they
guitar
have
anymore.
They have keytars.
That's true.
Yeah, and also you're not going to do a Dan Zam joke here at all. Like my brother's going to be like, "What the fuck, Rich?"
Does he listen to the show?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so either.
Does your brother listen to the show?
I don't know if I know he was way behind. Is what he said.
Well,
I don't know
when he catches up, he's fucking hears us not talking about him right now.
Right.
You swear to God you don't have it?
I don't know anything about it.
Jennifer Woods gave me a sex test during child development, and I was supposed to do it and pass it to an independent study. Totally screwed.
Did you put your name on it?
Hi. No, but it was really embarrassing. I had to name who I'd do it with if I ever did it.
Who'd you name?
Jake Ryan.
Jake Ryan? He doesn't even know you exist.
Thank you. That's a very nice thing to say.
I love when Monday comes around here. We haven't seen it, but guess what? She's riding up in a Porsche, and Jake Ryan does know she exists.
Oh,
you know what I mean? This friend sucks. Yeah. My friends weren't like that. Like, my friends weren't. Like, if I would have just been like, I want to fuck Jake Ryan, they'd have been like, yeah, I want to fuck Jake Ryan too.
But the friend looks like my very first girlfriend that I had sex with.
Did you notice Samantha's handwriting is very serial killer?
It really is. Yeah, it's super printy, and like, it's almost like
they were wrong with super printy. That's how I write.
No, it wasn't I print as well.
It was like shaky and crazy.
And it was like there were holes in the desk or something.
I think she was writing on her binder that had like the denim top.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
So they're. I mean,
you remember slam books?
I was going to say, remember passing notes like that? I don't know that boys were passing notes anymore.
Isn't that
like
what they're called? Slam books?
I don't know what a slam book is.
It's basically just a binder of paper that has these questions that everyone answers. And the ones that we actually had to put our name in it. So you answer all the questions and you put your name in it, and everyone can read what you wrote. So if someone says something about some other person or a teacher or something, and someone gets a hold of that book, you're fucked.
No, I don't know.
So do you remember when you were in high school and you were kind of cool and popular?
Never.
Yeah,
no.
I wasn't either. I was not that person.
I was slightly.
I was like Farmer Ted, but Farmer Ted is charismatic and cool.
Even the nerds would have their own slam books. They would just be slamming the popular kids.
No, we didn't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. You guys remember having a coach as a teacher?
Yes.
Like most of the coaches taught what she's calling
history.
Independent study,
oh.
but this is but you're right. But we called it study hall. But they either taught that or history.
History, for
But
sure.
like, not all of them had a degree in anything other than kickball.
A lot of science teachers were coaches.
Really? Okay, now that was never a thing
Never
for me,
yeah.
ever. Like, we never had like a coach that was like a math teacher.
History. It was
or
literally all history.
all history, because they essentially just read you the book.
They read you the book.
And then you had a test.
Yeah.
And that was it.
That was it.
I mean, and I'm not knocking any coaches that listen to us or whatever. I have some friends that are coaches, but you know,
It's a noble profession.
You guys fucking majored you majored in volleyball.
So we need to ask Casey, I wish he was here, what the hairstyle that Jake has. His hairstyle is so unique, and
I actually think it's super cool.
It was like, cool, but
it's like, I don't know, it's like pre-Ren McCormick. Like, you could tell like that was going to be a thing.
I don't know how it does what it's doing. Like, you know how you close a packing box if you don't have tape?
Right.
Where you fold one corner down and you slip the other one under it, but then the next corner is over it. So it's like under, over. That's how his hair was. It was like over and then under and then over and then under all the way around.
I didn't like it.
Tried to get my hair to do that for so long.
It's really thick.
So I love the scene where they're doing the pull-ups, and it's just like, what do you think about Samantha Baker? Sophomore, right? Yeah, what do you think about her? I don't. He
knows who she is.
Yeah, but I fucking love this line, and I know it's completely politically incorrect now, but I used to say it all the goddamn time, and now I know I can't. Don't fucking bash me. I'm fucking 44 years old, for crying out loud. You fucking would shit if you knew what my great grandpa used to say. Anyway, so like he's like pulling up, and he's just like, she just looking at me all the time, like, and he just goes, maybe she's retarded. Like, and so
there's two like that,
two retardeds like and two faggots.
Yeah.
In this movie,
I think retarded is perfectly fine. When you're saying retarded, you're not talking about a person with special needs,
right?
You're talking about schoolyard banter against the guy that you love, and you're like, you're fucking retarded.
Well, you can't really get off on schoolyard banter or locker room banter anymore. It's just not a thing. I mean, but you're right. I mean,
apparently you can win that way.
Well, and actually, here's the thing: retarded actually has a meaning in the dictionary.
Yeah,
I mean,
slow.
That it doesn't necessarily have retard in music means to slow down.
Right.
So retarded doesn't necessarily, but it has become.
It was a connotation around this time,
right?
That
was
people
usable.
Used for people used for mentally disabled kids. You know, oh, is he retarded?
Right.
And it was perfectly that it wasn't even derogatory.
Right.
It
like
was
sort of,
is this person retarded?
Right.
Yes, he is. Okay, well, let's get him some help.
Right.
It wasn't. And then schoolyard took over, and everyone's retarded, and so that now we changed it to special needs, which I think is a better thing because you can't use special needs. Well, I guess you could.
Here's the thing, though: we don't even use retarded to do people needs? Anymore. Like we don't even use it as being a special needs person anymore. It's more like. No, this is so awesome. It's fucking retarded.
Right. Exactly.
And fucking the Black Eyed Peas said, let's get retarded. Let's get retarded.
I think people should not be so freaking overly sensitive
Definitely,
about
but
stupid stuff.
That's true, but we can't solve that on this podcast.
We are.
So the shower scene, really sweet. Her brother's deaf and the whole world worships her. Now, this is the first time, having seen this movie probably 100 times, that I really caught that, Carolyn's actually like this really super nice girl. Everybody loves her.
Except for when she's drunk.
Except for when she's drunk.
She's super nice to everyone. She's nice to Samantha when she's walking by.
How's it going? Yeah.
Yeah, she's totally cool girl.
Yeah, she's like everybody.
And when she wakes up hungover the next morning, she's a gem.
Except for when she threatens her boyfriend with how hot she is and she can get any guy she wants.
Yes, and that's 100% true.
Well, maybe she was just being truthful, though.
No, that was being a dick.
I'd have been like, fucking do it. Go. I mean, like...
We all have our moments.
20 guys. I'd have been like, at the same time.
Well, now that I know she's a real redhead, I'm totally on board with this.
But I thought there were only 10 ways you could violate her.
I can think of 13.
So, I mean, what's the story? I mean, you got a guy or...
Yes, 3 big ones, and they less went blood. So quit bugging me or I'll stick them all over your weenie ass.
You know, I'm getting input here that I'm reading is relatively hostile. I mean, it's just...
Go to hell.
Very hostile. Come on, what's the problem here? I'm a boy. You're a girl. Is there anything wrong with me trying to put together some kind of relationship between us?
Let's back up just a smidge. I was in band, and I also rode the bus, and you're not allowed to fucking play your instruments on the bus or be loud. You have to fucking sit there.
You certainly
like,
can't stand up in a big crowd.
No, you can't stand up. Like, even back then, there were no seatbelts in our buses or anything like that, but, like, you had to sit and be quiet.
But he's the cool bus driver. He gives everyone 5. He wears a sweatband on his arm.
Oh, he's got the sweatband. There's always that bus driver.
No, we had Mr. But I swear to God, this is true. My bus driver's name was Mr. Moody. I'm not joking. And he was always in a bad mood. He was the worst. But you know what? He got us to school on time. Safely.
I guess.
Nobody got fucking stabbed, ever. I think we had like 2 fights ever. And they were broken up pretty quickly.
So anytime I think of Joan Cusack, I think of her with this neck brace on.
So Casey said the same thing. So if, we'll give a shout out to Casey, who I know you guys are going to miss this episode, and she would love to hear how much she's missed. Believe me. But she says the same thing. She says that anytime she sees Joan Cusack, it's like this is the anxiety that she portrays to her. And it doesn't matter the role. Like if she's playing somebody's mom or somebody's teacher, she's just like, she can't drink out of a water fountain.
Why is Farmer Ted a geek?
That's what I was just going to say. I was like, no one doesn't get dates with this kind of game and this kind of confidence.
He is super confident. He's not bad looking. He dresses normal. Yeah. He's not crazy looking.
Yeah, but we had these kids that were super confident that like, you know, that would, you know, hey, I'm going to go up and ask this girl out, or this guy's got this rep, and yada yada. I mean, I tell you why he's.
But he can make a martini.
Sure,
he's worldly.
Yeah. He's amazing, and those kids exist. But you know, he's not a jock, and you know, I think what they're trying to portray here is that basically jocks are popular kids, and
everyone else is.
You know, everybody else is a dipshit.
Riffraff.
You know, but king of the dipshits. You know, I like it. I embrace that shit.
Yeah.
I say that, but I was like definitely not a nerd. I try to fucking act like I was, but just because I was in band. But I mean, fuck, I was a drummer. We fingered girls in the bus and shit.
Fred, leave her alone. You'll make her tinkle.
Oh, come on, Helen.
Oh, Sam, let me look at you. Oh, Fred, she's gotten her boobies.
Oh, I'd better go get my magnifying glass.
Oh, and they are so perky.
The creepiest thing about all of this is not even any of this. It's when the grandma walks out, how Fred grabs hold of her. Like, it's fucking gross.
Yeah, it's very Trumpy and his daughter, yeah.
Oh, but anyway, she's getting her boobies. They're so perky.
That's molestation.
That is uncomfortable.
How can you not like this grandpa, though?
Sammy
Davis.
Yeah.
Sammy
Baker
Davis. Baker.
Oh,
Jr.
my God. I mean, he was my favorite character in the whole film. He was so hilarious, everything he said.
So one of the things that you'll notice here is, and this will be reoccurring, is the way that he tells this story is he has a lot of monologues where Samantha can't believe something happened.
Right.
I can't believe they forgot my birthday. I can't believe my grandma felt me up. I can't believe they gave my room to I can't believe this. You know, I can't believe he looked at me and yada yada. So super reoccurring sort of him just getting his style down to get those thoughts out there, you know? And that's, you know, I think that's a thing that where you know, if you write a book, you just say, he was thinking this. And if you're in a movie, you have to figure out, how do I get that out there? You know, you either have to say it, write it, or somehow act it.
Right.
What's happening, hot stuff?
His name is Long Duck Dong. What? Long Duck Dong. He came down with Grandma and Grandpa Baker. He's an exchange student that's living with her.
Yeah, well, he's totally bizarre.
He is not. He is a very sweet boy.
Just hope you burn the sheets and mattresses after he leaves.
I don't suppose it makes any difference to you, but there's a very weird Chinese guy up in Mike's room.
Jenny dumps Rudy, and he's her new fiancé.
Mike, stop it.
So Mike is sitting there at breakfast or whatever. I guess it's not breakfast. It's like afternoon. He's just got some kind of like a pretzel.
Yeah, he's smoking
and he's
pretzel
just
sticks.
smoking pretzel sticks or whatever. And just like one liner after one liner or whatever. It's just because he's either the youngest or the second to the youngest
Right.
kid, right? And there's so much going on. He's so forgotten. He could get away with anything.
He could give a fuck.
Anything. He could literally say anything, do anything.
Right.
Doesn't matter. I mean, they're all just fucking oblivious to what the fuck Mike is even doing. Plus, his body looks like he's a Welsh corgi. You know, he's just like sort of fat in the ass as a little kid. And,
You know, poor Getty Watanabe.
Yeah.
He got shit for this role for a long time.
Did he? Why?
Because everyone thought it was so racist.
Oh, it's
stereotyped.
What? You mean playing the Chinese gong every time they mention his name or he shows up on Sing is racist?
Yeah. First of all,
What?
he's from Utah, American kid.
Yeah.
Of Japanese descent,
Right.
playing this Chinese stereotype. That's he gets a lot of hate from the Asian community because they think that in the 80s he really perpetuated the stereotype.
See, I don't think that's fair
and he
at all.
said, well,
Yeah, it's
they
not
didn't.
fair.
He goes, what did he say? He said, well, the gong wasn't in the script, so they probably added that after I did my acting.
Yeah, but you've got the dude from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah,
That's
it's pretty
fucking,
bad.
you know,
Yeah.
that's the same fucking
Yeah,
thing.
it's the same thing.
You got there's the guy, there was this movie that when I was a kid, and me and my brother say this line all the time, and it was called, it's a skiing movie.
Hot dogs?
Hot dogs. That's it. And so, and in the movie, he's just like, we're going to do the Chinese downhill. And the Chinese guy goes, what does the fuck is the Chinese downhill? Or whatever. And it was the fucking best. Like me and my brother all the time be like, what does the fuck is the Chinese downhill? I mean, this is that time. I mean, those characters were everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, I thought the Donger was funny.
The Donger's the best.
And I looked this up because I thought the same thing. I was like, wow, this is super racist, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, obviously we're here.
Yeah. I mean, it's not Breakfast at Tiffany's horrible.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. But the point, and that
It's
was
not-
even
it's-
further back. When,
It's not Jerry Lewis, you know?
Yeah.
well, that was even in, the 50s or whatever, right? So my point is that in 1980, I'm going off the census. So in 1980, there was 1.4 percent of the population that was Asian, just Asian, and it was like 0.3 were Chinese. So now, I mean, it's like 7-8%. You know, we've got a lot more Asian population in the United States. And so, therefore, okay, yeah, that makes sense. To be
There's
a little
things you
more
can't say.
sensitive to that.
You can't say Oriental
Well, it's not
anymore.
that we can't
However,
say
we
it,
have a
that
company that we get all our
party
favors from Oriental Trading. Did you know that?
No.
Well, things and rugs are Oriental. Not
What?
people.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Did you know that
Which is silly,
Russians are Asian though? I mean,
I know that's my whole beef. So my point is that way back then, the Asians that they're sort of making light of were off on another continent. You know what I mean?
He's a fucking exchange student. It's a comedy movie.
I think in the Midwest, yeah. And the West Coast, I had lots of Asian friends growing up.
Yes,
just
right.
there are more Asian people on the West Coast.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is also fucking 40 years after internment camps and shit like that. So I mean, obviously,
I think they said the actor, his mother was in an internment camp.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, George Takei talks about it all the time.
Yeah,
he was in one. I mean, it's that's not that long ago in the grand scheme. I mean, to us, it doesn't seem like that long ago. There are kids that are listening to this right now who are like, "Oh my god, that was a fucking 100 years ago," but it really wasn't. It was.
I still thought he was funny as shit. In this
funny
movie.
as shit, and fucking some of the most quotable lines in the history of film.
Real quick, let's not spend a lot of time on this.
Okay.
Let's just reverse this.
Yeah.
There's a Chinese film, and there's an American, and then they're making fun of American stereotypes in this Chinese film.
Sure.
Would we give a shit?
No, well, and you know what? I think it happens all the time. If I could even like dissect it a little bit further, I think it happens all the time with people who impersonate Texans. I think they all like, "Hey man, I'm gonna get on my fucking horse and
When I went
ride to work."
When I lived
cowboy
in,
hat.
Yeah, exactly.
When I lived in Germany, I told everyone I was from Texas. They equated me with J.R. Ewing. Didn't bother me a bit.
Now
I didn't
that's
give a
rampant.
shit.
That's still like that, by the way. You know, I mean, but you can't get away from something. It's a big state. You know, we have a fucking like one famous TV show,
right?
But yeah, I mean, why?
It
doesn't bother
I
me.
don't give a shit. Why does everyone else
exactly.
give a shit?
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Why is that, Tim? I mean, Will, I know you know.
Oh my God, you called him Tim.
I know.
Wow.
That's the second time it was called Tim
Oh my
earlier.
God.
Why is that, Will? You should know.
Why? Because you're not a minority.
If I am in China, I would be a minority. If they had a white show or a Chinese show making fun of me as a white person in my generalities,
right? But are you living in China experiencing discrimination?
Oh my God!
Yeah, I think you opened up a can of worms that you can't.
I promise you that if I lived in China, I would be discriminated.
The point
against.
is
good for you, Rich.
The point is this is a comedy movie, and this is a cartoonistic character to be a exchange student. It could have just as easily been from fucking wherever. He could have been from fucking
from Japan,
South America, or whatever. Right. Anyway, I don't see that it's making fun of a whole fucking population of people. It's just a character in a.
No, I'm just saying that he did catch a lot of crap for that.
He did, and I think that sucks.
Yeah.
Now the conversation that hit me this time that I thought was way funnier than I've ever thought before was Sam sitting in with her sister, and her sister's getting ready for dinner or whatever, and she's like, who are you in love with? And she's like, well, he doesn't even know my name. And she's like, I've had men who have loved me before, but never for six months in a row.
By the way, as she's saying that I have plenty of men that love me before, she looks over at her mirror, where she has all of the pictures of all the guys that have ever dated her.
And but man, just her character is so good because you never think that she's gonna go, you are really acting like an asshole. It's like, what the fuck? She's like, you asked somebody to be a bridesmaid and they just shit on you. It's like, what the fuck just happened?
Very clever dinner. Appetizing food fitting neatly into interesting round pie.
It's a quiche.
How do you spell?
Well, you don't spell it, son. You eat it.
Dong has only been in our country a short time, Fred. I think we could all help him assimilate.
Oh.
So let's beat this dead horse.
Oh, my God. No, this is a big part of the movie.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Everybody just forget all that. And let's just get back into Long Duck Dong. Because we're going to need to talk about him a lot more. He's the fucking best. He's like, I love pushing lawn mowing machine so grandpa's hyena don't get messed up. I love talking with grandma and I just love that he's calling him grandma and grandpa.
Right.
It's okay. Here's the thing. When
so basically, he's an indentured servant to them.
I didn't know
they were getting at.
Exactly.
I think the word is slave.
God damn it, Will. I didn't know what a quiche was until about 8 years ago. Seriously. Had no idea. It was some like fucking egg pie.
Egg casserole? No,
it's
a pie.
It's a pie.
You're right. It's a pie.
Yeah.
And maybe 8 years ago, the ex brought home this quiche. And it's a fucking like fluffy egg pie with like ham and shit in it.
And cheese. Yeah, it's delicious.
It's fucking delicious.
No, it's a little dry.
No,
it's a little
here's
dry.
what she did. She would dip it in the ranch dressing.
Ew, ranch?
And we'd have it with salad. Like
with
you'd
French
have
fries and French dressing.
Fries. And now French.
And to drink, Peru.
Hello.
Morning, how you doing? I'm good.
Dude, I didn't realize that we were having you stay up until all hours to do this tonight.
No worries.
Happy New Year, Rod and James.
Happy New Year to you.
How are things over there in sunny England?
Cold and miserable.
And it's 2 o'clock in the morning for you right now.
Yeah, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm pretty knackered, tired.
Are you? It's like long week, yeah?
Yeah. So, hey, it could be worse. It could be midweek. I struggle with the midweek ones because then I have to get up for work and all that. So it's all right.
Well, cool, man. Well, we can get you in and out, dude. I just first want to say, Happy New Year. Thank you for being a supporter. You're the best. And you've got your own sort of like Rod on James that Rich has created for you, and that's exciting.
Yes, that's very cool.
Were you able to watch the movie 16 Candles?
I was, yes. I hadn't seen it before.
What?
No, I know. Wendy accused me of living in a cave.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting then. So I would be interested in your take, less about the movie. And there are some aspects of this movie that are pretty true to form as far as high school here is concerned. And not spot on. I mean, it's Hollywooded out a little bit, but it's got remnants of what an actual high school situation is. Do you feel like American high school is even remotely close to English high school, or is it just two completely different things?
I think they are. I'd say they're very different. I mean, certainly the way high school is portrayed in film and TV.
Right.
Yeah, they are. High school, as shown in films, tends to be really all about the whole kind of experience and like sports is a huge thing. It seems
right.
At high school and universities, and I mean, high schools really get behind the teams and support them and turn out for it.
Very much.
Where I'd say over here, it's probably it's certainly secondary. It's I think a high school sports or a sixth form sports team would be lucky to get more than 25 spectators for any kind of match.
Oh wow. Yeah, well, especially where we live, American football is king. The whole Friday Night Lights thing is based on true stuff, and where I grew up, that's what you did. You went to the football games on Friday nights and sometimes Saturdays, and it's not that everybody does that, but it's definitely a big part of the thing.
Huge. Texas, it's everything,
and just the social aspect of school in general in high school is very important. It's like the activities that you do.
Define
you, and they're also really important to colleges as well. It sounds like it's not really like it's more just about you're going there to get the education and split in the UK.
I'd say it's more like that. Yes, there are extra sort of curricular things that you're expected to do. Everyone's got to do something called a UCAS form, which is just your application for universities, and with your personal statement, and in there is where you would cram in all the things you do on top of sort of standard academic studies. But I would certainly say it's of less importance than it seems to be over there.
Don't you guys have to decide what you're going to do with your life at 12?
It does feel a bit like that. It's not quite that bad, but you do have to start picking subjects and dropping subjects when you're probably about 13, 14, and then once you get to 15, you choose your A levels to start when you're 16, and that's just choosing 3 subjects.
Wow.
So you've got to have a pretty good idea of what you want to do, or you do a vocational qualification. So you decide, I want to train to be a mechanic,
right?
Or an engineer, whatever.
Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and get you into our random questions. How it works. Here we go. Random question time. The first question is pretty simple. It deals with a part in the movie where Farmer Ted has taken Carolyn off into with a Rolls Royce. He basically date rapes the shit out of her. True or false?
Apparently true.
That is true. That is right. Absolutely true. Sorry, we were all getting drinks at the time.
Rape is not a joke.
It's one of those things where, again, I think about this all the time. It's like back to Revenge of the Nerds, where he goes into the moon display on the waterbeds and she thinks he's somebody else.
That was definitely rape. I don't know if there's technically we can prove rape in this case, because he could have passed out and she could have had sex with him. We don't know.
Right. Well, that's very true. And the thing is that I
think her boyfriend was promoting date rape.
Right, but he
definitely was wanting some rape to happen.
He seemed a little surprised by it, though, when it actually went down.
I guess he didn't think Farmer Ted could pull it off.
I guess he didn't. Does he know.
He's a little wishy-washy in general, I think.
Yeah. All right, you got the first one right. Question number 2. This movie was written and directed by whom?
By John Hughes.
That is correct. Absolutely. Very good. The great John Hughes. Question number 3 is going to be a fantastic question. One of the nerds is played by John Cusack. His sister is also in the movie. Can you name her and what appliance she was wearing?
She's Joan Cusack, and she was the girl on the bus with that kind of mouth brace thing. I don't know.
Neck brace. We're going to take that. Yes. Very good. Very good.
I believe she was suffering from spina bifida, and she had some sort of back brace on.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
So back brace. It was in front of her mouth. I wasn't sure what it was.
We'll take mouth brace or back brace.
I think it was supporting her neck.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, like a neck brace or whatever. But
anyway, neck brace. That'll do.
She didn't say one word the whole movie.
She said,
yeah. Question number 3. Is it? No, 4.
4.
Holy crap, you're killing it. All right, question number 4. The movie 16 Candles is a John Hughes movie that came out in 1984, I believe. Is that right?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. What 2 years does it seem like Jaret Goes to the Movies is fucking stuck in?
It does seem like you're stuck in 1984, and I guess I'm tempted to say 1985.
That is correct. Yes, that is correct. We are stuck in there. Somehow I feel like it has to do with a certain song that may have put in a certain singer's kids through certain college that is yet to certainly be picked.
The girl that all the bad guy won?
Question number 5. You're doing great. Question number 5 is this. At the school dance, there seemed to be a lot more people dancing than at any school dance I ever went to in my entire life. Did you, Rod and James, ever dance at a school dance?
I didn't even go to one.
That is correct. That is absolutely correct. Fantastic job. All right, now we come into Rich's 6th question of the 5 questions, and he will now give that to you. Coming in hot from my right.
Rod and James, is it possible to actually defile a girl in 10 different ways? And if so, can you name all 10?
I expect it is possible, and no, I can't name all 10.
That is correct. Yes, absolutely. Correct answer.
That was random question time.
Rodden, you are one of our favorites. Thank you so very much for staying up late. I want everybody to give you props on our Facebook page for staying up until 2:30 in the morning to be a part of this.
So what was Rodden's score? Because there were 3 2-answer questions in there.
He ended up getting 6 3/4. First person ever to get that score.
Awesome.
So he's got his own line, or I guess it would be his own column.
Right.
Between Dave Murray a few times. I don't know. We'll see. All right, Rodden, go get some sleep. I will be doing your lyric sheet, if not this week, early next week. I will be doing this. I'm finally caught up. I've got all of my Skypes done except for 2. And I got a couple of guitar lessons and some things and some stuff that are scheduled. So I've actually been super productive, and like I've time scheduled to do that shit every day. And so I knock a little bit out of it each day. Almost like my wife's vagina. Come out! Wow! All right, buddy. Have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic sleep, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Have a great one. Cheers.
Bye.
Way to go, Dickface. She took off.
Don't spaz out, okay, Weez? The situation will come online.
Yeah? I'll bet you a dozen floppy disks you don't even get 10.
You got a bet, scumbag. Get it all.
Take off. You wouldn't even be able to prove it anyway.
A, don't hit me. Secondly, what kind of proof do you want?
Video.
No way, okay? I can just see the thing getting duped 1,000 times and like winding up in cable somewhere. Try again.
Underpants.
No problem, buttlick.
Girls underpants. And he's like,
he's like, Jesus Christ, really? So we've talked about this. A, don't hit me.
Right.
Secondly,
that's it.
That's how I type. Like I never give anybody a list of anything without going, A, we need this. Second, we need this. It's fucking all the time. Just this whole dynamic with him and his friends is just so great. It's just like the two little dudes who are together all the time. Their parents are obviously like fucking dinner friends where they fucking potluck dinner every Wednesday and shit.
Right.
You know?
In this scene where they're standing against the wall and there's like this little blonde kid next to them.
Yeah.
That was me in high school.
Right.
I was that little blonde kid next to the tall kids.
Really?
You were short?
In my freshman year, I was so small.
When did you get tall?
My junior year in high school.
See, this is real interesting because
that's when he lettered.
Like, I literally was the second, like, in elementary school, I was the second smallest kid in the class.
So Lance, the original drummer for Bowling for Soup, who was my best friend since I'm 5 years old, was just this tiny little fucker. And our freshman year in college, grew to 6'1".
Yeah, wow.
And he was just like over fucking night. It was the craziest shit you've ever
weird.
seen. I mean, you know how like in band, you guys may not know this, but the way that they do like the bass drums, it's as far as height. So if you're the shortest, you carry the smallest. If you're the tallest, you carry the biggest one, right? So it's, strength, height, whatever.
Right, yeah.
He was second bass drum the entire time through high school, and he grew to 6'1".
So this is the first time we see Jake's pants, which seem to be a cross between khakis, parachute pants, and cargo pants.
Yeah.
That are straight from the dry cleaners.
Right. And then I thought the boots were a nice touch, actually. We have seen his pants a little bit before. But, he has the same outfit on until the end of the movie.
It's the same day. It's the same day.
Oh.
He's wearing jeans at the end.
No, I'm saying he wore what he wore to school to the dance.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a
Because he's a shell of a human being. He's not a real person.
Why do you keep saying that?
Because there's nothing there.
Look, he's having an existential crisis right now.
But I think it's supposed to be that way. I think he's supposed to be this lonely rich kid whose parents are out of town. His girlfriend, he's been fucking the hottest girl in school his whole time through, and obviously everybody's scared of him, and he's running everything, and life sucks. I mean, man,
he's having a midlife crisis.
It sounds
just really
It
early.
Sounds terrible.
He already has a Porsche. What is he going to do?
Sounds terrible to me.
Yeah, he's just got it rough.
So, what's your name?
Long.
What's your first name?
Long.
What's your middle name?
Duck. I bet all the boys that chase you plenty in the school, huh?
Nobody's caught me yet.
Bet you big teaser, huh?
No. I'm in the 40 and lie flat.
Flat?
Did they purposely put a ramen noodle on his chin? Like a piece of a ramen?
There was something.
I mean,
it
was
a ramen noodle.
Okay, this is the last fucking thing that we're going to talk about. So, yes, Casey pointed out that he was using his silverware as chopsticks or whatever, and you're saying there's a ramen noodle on his chin.
Right.
Obviously, they're fucking going for the quick laugh.
Yes.
But, I mean, it's still fucking funny.
It's hilarious.
Why are they timing girls in the 40? Back in the 80s?
No, she was racing boys and beating them, probably.
I think that was the whole thing.
Yeah. By the way, that's how I had danced with her, too.
Yeah, who wouldn't? I mean, like, I can't... Here's the thing. If she's wearing that shirt and just walking around... I mean, somebody... There's no way. It's just like this foreign exchange student, like, fucking wanders into town.
I think she just walks around looking for someone to race the 40 with her. She's just constantly in a gym outfit.
I did appreciate the ska music. That was pretty cool.
I know. So I was going to say, thank you for leading me back to that. Shut up. So I was going to say that he's great at me. I mean, like, whatever he did, if he wasn't the music supervisor or he had one, I mean, there's hits in this movie that probably weren't hits until this happened. And the ska thing is great. Any idea who that is, by the way? I mean, doesn't matter. So here we have Sam runs out. Apparently at these school dances, the school is just open. Like back when I was a kid, I mean, like they used to block the halls off and shit.
Right.
She is free reign to go anywhere she wants.
Yeah.
She sits down. And,
she can steal tools out of the fucking auto
Carolyn
shop.
comes by. Is like, how's it going? And she's sweet.
Super nice.
Yeah. Fuck. And Jamie Gertz is there.
And she's a redhead under that wig.
And then we get the water fountain thing that happens with the thing that makes you and Casey.
Oh, yeah.
With Joan Cusack.
And then we have the little ongoing thing with the two parents and the kid that doesn't want to stay
which
at the
is
dance.
actually really funny.
Yeah, it is.
This is my friend Randy, and that's Jimmy Montrose.
Howdy, dude.
This is
Farmer Fred.
Ted.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Farmer Ted.
I'm not really a farmer. I'm a freshman.
Geek, can I be honest with you?
Not if you're gonna insult me.
Okay.
Shoot.
Get the hell out of here.
Nice manners, babe. She's totally serious, asswipe.
So the fucking
I love this scene.
it's so good. But I mean, and I fucking used to do this shit all the time. Just like you want to feel a really clean, close shave. I mean, like what else would you say? You know,
that was me when I was a freshman. It
really,
was very close and clean.
Yeah, she's totally serious, asswipe. So stupid. Remember asswipe? Like, what is that? Why wouldn't you just be like toilet paper or cottonelle flushable sheet?
Because it doesn't have a swear word in it.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Mm.
Why does she get so upset and runs away crying?
Okay.
Because she has a thing for Jake Ryan. He's obviously very happy. She's got, like, there's just too much going on.
Basically, he says something about, I'm sorry about earlier, I didn't know you couldn't dance.
Hold on. That's him being funny.
Are you sure?
I think he's being serious.
100%
I think he's clueless. He's just clueless.
He's being hilarious. I've it written down as being like, he's like walking and going, oh, sorry about earlier. You know, I mean, I didn't realize you couldn't dance. You know, I mean, that's not, he's dancing by himself.
Or was it, that's why, and they cut something out?
God,
you don't know that.
I 100% know that.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
He's a pretty good dancer, too, isn't
Well,
he?
why? Okay, then explain why she runs off and starts
Because
crying.
she's
then.
upset because Jake Ryan is like all in love with this beautiful girl who like has perfect tits
And the spaz keeps
and a
bothering
fucking
her.
tan line. Do y'all like the tan line thing? I do. I have a thing where like
Whose tan line are we talking about?
there's a the body double has a tan line in the shower, and I like the tan line thing.
I like the triangles on the boobs.
I like seeing naked girls.
Oh yeah, me too. That's fucking great.
You guys are idiots.
This information cannot leave this room, okay? It would devastate my reputation as a dude.
No problem.
I've never bagged a babe. I'm not a stud. I got the rep in 6th grade, and it like, I don't know, it stuck with me. I'm still on hold. Look, I appreciate you not laughing at me, okay?
He walks in. The whole thing, that's just him. He comes in. It's like, sorry about the gym. Had no idea you couldn't dance. And he goes and she unlocks the car door for him, by the way.
Have you seen her dance?
That scene cracks me up every time where he's trying to get into the door and he can't get in.
But
there's nothing to lock.
I know. But what's hilarious is that she lets him in, he gets in, and then he adjusts the rearview mirror so that he can see. It's hilarious.
He does the same thing when he gets into the Rolls Royce.
And then, so, the funny thing is, again, when I was in high school, I had no idea say it's your birthday.
Right.
Da-na-na-na-na-na, my birthday too. I had no idea.
Is that the Beatles?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. And then he starts singing Hey Jude.
Hey Jude. Yeah. So, had no idea that was a thing.
But you did that all the time, right?
But that stuff was just like...
What?
Someone says it's their birthday and you sing that song. You say, it's your birthday.
I didn't.
I used to do that all the time.
I used to go, happy birthday.
No, not before the movie. I'm saying after the movie.
No, I'd always be like, hey, it's your birthday. You could win 1,000 tickets.
Oh, no.
I would do that.
That is awesome.
But yeah, she goes, it's my birthday. And he goes, what's wrong? You didn't get anything good? That is a fucking teenage line right there. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, you didn't get anything good? You know? So he goes to hug her. She's like, I felt how much you liked me just then. He's like...
What a weird thing to say.
Yeah, exactly.
If I was a girl... I mean, if the girl... I'm sorry, let me start that over. If the girl I was sexually molesting in an unfinished car in an auto shop thought that the packet of certs in my pocket was my dick, she's in for a big surprise.
Well, actually, it would be nice for her if it's her first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
If
nice.
it was cert size for the first time?
cert size for the first time.
You start with your
I don't think
pinky.
she has a lot of dick experience.
Cert
so-
size for the first time should be the name of an album. By the way, any band that is listening to this, you have free reign to name.
No, that's yours, Jared.
No. Please name your album Cert Size for the first time. That's going to be fucking amazing. But I used to say, so I chewed gum when I was in high school. I'd always have gum in my my jacket pocket. Like the inside, because I wore a jean jacket and we had like this little pouch in there, and fresh breath, priority of my life. Like I said it fucking all the time. And then King of the Dipshits.
Jake's my boy. I just talked to Jake in the gym. He asked me about you.
Did not.
He did too. He did. He asked me what you were like.
Oh my. Oh, if you're lying, I'll beat the crap out of you.
I'm not lying.
Oh my God, what should I do? Should I go up to him or should I say, hi, Jake, I'm Smith? Or no, maybe I should let him come to me.
This is not my department, Al.
But what if I decide to let him come to me and then he forgets? Or then what if he changes his mind and then I'm totally screwed, right?
Well, I'm a gambling man by nature. So I talk to him. I fucking say I'm a gambling man by nature fucking all the time.
Her practicing for her first words.
Yeah, it's bad.
Horrible.
I
was like, no, not that one. Nope, not that one. And then the one she decided on, I'm like, definitely not.
No.
I like it. She snaps her fingers. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but when she goes, her second one, her first one is like, hey, I'm Samantha. And the second one is, got a cigarette?
Yeah.
It's like, whoa! No, don't do any of that shit.
Because you're a smoker.
So here's where, they're dancing in there while this is all going on, and this is where the scene happens where Jake and Carolyn are dancing.
By the way, Carolyn's dress looks like it's made of fondant.
I don't care. I like all of it. All of her.
I like all of her too, but her dress was horrible.
Yeah, but I'm going to be honest. Until today, I thought I'd seen all of her, and obviously I haven't.
Simone and I always talk about that dress and how it just looks like her grandma made it for her.
It's horrible.
Out of like scraps.
It's like the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
So we miss, in between these two things that we're talking about, the two have made friends, which I think is super sweet. Like Farmer Ted actually gives up, starts to care about her.
Farmer Ted makes this all happen.
100%.
I think
but he is
Farmer
like,
Ted is still playing her, and you got sucked into his.
No.
game.
He's like, can I borrow your underpants for 10 minutes?
Yeah, I use that line too. It's
To
all game.
borrow their underpants?
Yeah, it's all game.
And then what? You just smell it?
No, it's just it gives them a reason to come back. It's a whole thing.
He makes a second income on it.
Well, that too. I'm just saying, all the game is the game.
Yeah. Okay. I get that. So Carolyn and Jake are dancing, and this is where we get I can name 20 guys that would love me right now, you know? And I'd be like, fucking...
The threat.
Like, just, okay, like, let's get...
First of all,
let's get to the gym and make this happen.
Every single girl can say that.
Yeah, it's not fair, right?
Literally every girl can say, I have 20 guys that will do. Yeah.
Something tells me
You're
that
a girl.
Jake Ryan could have turned right around to her and
Literally.
said, literally 50 girls in here will kill to have me. So let's have this.
But Rich is right. I mean...
Finally.
No, hold on. But, I mean, this is such a fucked up topic. But it's so true. I mean, a guy could walk into any bar in the world and be like, I just want someone to fuck me. And the lady on Fight Club that is like cancer ridden is just like, I want to have somebody to have sex with me. I'm like,
Chloe?
I would 100% do that. Like, there's no question. She has lube and all kinds of toys and shit.
She has anal nitrate.
Fuck it. Let's do it. You know?
I literally grew up, high school, college, and even a little bit today, under the impression that girls just don't want to have sex with boys. You have to like put some sort of spell on them and freaking like. Yeah. I grew up that way, thinking that girls didn't want to have sex with guys.
And also, I will tell you this: girls' restrooms are way dirtier than boys. By the way,
they can be horrendous.
Really?
Oh my god! Yeah, I used to wash dishes and
in the girls' bathroom.
You know why? They don't want to sit on the seat.
Yeah.
So they try to hover and they fuck it up all the time.
So it's all the hovering.
And then there's little pouches where they're supposed to put stuff. They don't always make it, and it's bad.
Wow.
It's real bad. Coming up next, Trisha Yearwood. And, man, boy, can she sing.
Here, give me that phone. Now you listen to me, mister. God did not put me on this earth to be awakened by filthy suggestions from a foul-mouthed, hooligan like you. And as for our granddaughter, I'm sure she has more than enough sense to stay clear of the likes of you. Now, good night and goodbye.
Oh, my God. And he's like, this is my fucking favorite. This is possibly my favorite line of the whole movie. Where he goes, eat me. And the grandpa goes, what did they want? She just goes, sex. It's so perfect because they've established that that's her own phone. He's not calling the house. You know, back in the day, kids, we used to have
separate lines.
Phones, or just phones in general in our houses.
Right.
I know a lot of you guys don't have that. And I had my own phone back in the day.
I did too.
I had my own phone. My sister did not.
Hey, my brother didn't have his own.
Well, she's my twin sister.
Oh,
wait, you had your own
Christ.
phone line or your own phone?
No, my parents went in spring for a line.
Yeah, I had my own phone, but not my own phone line.
I got my own phone
You know,
line.
and my sister,
So, Will,
I think-
you got the computer. She got the car?
No, I got the car.
Oh, wait, what movie is that from?
Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller, yeah.
No, I got the car. I got the phone. I got the TV. I know she.
This is why she hates you and doesn't want
She
to
doesn't
have a
hate-
relationship with you anymore. You're
No.
the asshole of the family.
No, she doesn't hate me, but I think she feels like she got fucking.
Why did she not get any of that stuff?
I think she and my mom just had a problem. Like, they just had a problem getting along when she was in high school.
It doesn't make a lot of
And
sense.
maybe it
though.
was because your mom was playing favorites with you.
Well, when you guys,
I know that my sister thinks that, but I think
when
it
you
was-
guys would do
There
Christmas,
might be some evidence.
would you guys, when you guys
you know,
did,
she listens. I think she probably listens to this.
when you guys did Christmas, like, would you guys get like the same shit?
Yeah, not
But
the
then
same shit, but
same amount of stuff.
Yeah.
Man, dude, this Christmas, so Jack is going to be 11, right? And Everett's 5. And I know that he understands, like, you got a fucking go-kart and this and this and like, I mean, like, just add it up in your head how much. And then Everett has like more presents.
Right.
And the whole time I'm thinking, there's no fucking way this is going to be a thing anymore.
You just
Everett's
have to
a little
let that
kid.
go.
Yeah, I did. I
You
did
just have to
this
let it
year.
go.
But I mean, still, it sucks because it happened at his mom's Christmas too. And I actually feel really bad about this.
Why? 'Cause
For
they have a
Melissa.
baby?
Sounds like you didn't let it go.
No, I feel bad about it because they bought Jack a really expensive present. They ended up getting him a PlayStation 4 with the VR. So
Nice.
I believe that's $800.
Oh, so you didn't have to buy that then.
I would still do it over here, but not for Christmas because I try to make but anyway, it doesn't matter. He got that, but Emma got 2 guinea pigs. Well, apparently Jack started crying because he didn't get guinea pigs, and it's like
you got a
$800 fucking dollars worth of
Dude.
shit. But he's 11, you know, he's a child. You can't.
Sounds like you got the better deal there.
I agree. I mean, the fucking guinea pigs are going to be
horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah,
Smells
but, you know,
terrible.
I mean, but here's
They're
the
gonna
thing.
Die. Gotta
And
be careful.
in his defense, they were moving 3 weeks later, so they didn't set up the PlayStation or the V. So like it was kind of in the box, and you know. Anyway,
Oh, look at this awesome game system that you can't play.
It's
That
a great
sucks.
present. That
It's
they
a
did.
great way to learn about disappointment too, because that shit happens in life.
So actually, I'm gonna fucking back up. Not my favorite line of the movie. My favorite line of the movie is coming up. The guys get in there. They're in this fucking house party. Which, by the way, did you guys ever go to a house party that like escalated like this before?
No.
No, me either. You?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
never
I mean, where
I never
like
went to the high school
shit
parties.
was broken, writing on the walls, like beer
not
cans
to
everywhere,
this level, but I mean, but to
like
crazy.
damage to the house.
They fucked
Sure,
this house up.
They fucked it up. But
When-
I mean, like,
when
did
there-
you know the person?
When there are bubbles coming out of the vents, you basically destroyed the house.
You just, but I mean, did you feel bad?
I didn't.
Did you
destroy
help?
It just the shit was fucked up.
I mean, what happened? The
You know,
kid-
like things get broken in the house, and
no, but what happened?
I don't.
No, with the kid.
Fuck, none of my business. I'm
You
out.
just said that you were friends with him.
I didn't say friends. I said I've been to a party where
Ah,
that's
fuck. See, that's crazy to me. Like, that is crazy.
Before you
See, I think Farmer Ted has the best idea walking in. He's just like, hey, and also
be polite to
be
his
polite
parents.
to his parents. Okay. But
because he just assumed they would be there.
This line, though, my favorite thing, And this 100% is in the top 5 most used Bowling for Soup lines from a movie ever.
Number 20.
And it is this. When they knock over the big fucking pyramid or whatever, and John Cusack just goes, real smooth, Cliff. And walks out. So that is 100% in our vocabulary. So it'll just be real smooth, Rich. And you just walk away. And that could be for anything.
All right, I got to backtrack a little bit. Have you ever gone through a yearbook?
Absolutely.
What, like later?
Yeah, like later. Like later in life even. Like way outside of, and then gone, shit, why the fuck did I didn't get with that girl? She was so hot. Why did not even talk to her?
No, because I do all that in my head. So, like, I think you guys have figured out that I basically remember.
You have a audio-visual memory.
It's insanity.
Yeah.
Like when I talk to someone on Facebook, they'll be like, I don't know if you remember me. And I'll be like, oh man, dude, you're the guy that threw up pink applesauce in the 4th grade. And then in the 7th grade, you got kicked out of Mr. Klein's class for doing this and this and this and this. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, how do you remember that? Like, that is how I remember shit.
Right.
So no, I wouldn't even need to. So, and it's crazy. Like, I do that with people that I don't even know. So, for example, when I was doing that reunion with Obscene Jester, the band from Wichita Falls or whatever, like a bunch of people reached out to me. They were like, I don't think you know me. I'm like, oh, you're Gary Ragsdale. You were the linebacker for the football team and blah, blah, blah. And that's actually true.
Right.
And they're like, how the fuck do you remember that? I'm like, I don't know. But see, I'm like that in Bowling for Soup too. It's like, if you give me like a couple of hints to any show, I'll fucking tell you what happened that night or whatever.
Right.
Anyway. So no, I don't. Have you?
Yeah, definitely.
Like with the yearbook? Like,
yeah, gone through the yearbook and go, holy shit, I wonder what she's up to. And I can't believe I didn't give her the time of day in high school.
I have the greatest idea for a movie ever. I'm not joking.
And by the way, that's why Facebook is popular, because of what I just said.
It's like
No, the reason Facebook is popular is because it has taken over and replaced the high school reunion. Right. So now we know what one another look like, what we do. We know what what our kids look like. The high school reunion is my friend Greg Gaunt is in charge of doing my high school reunions every time they come up, and I feel so bad because I'm like, why the fuck do we even need to do this?
I say that every time our reunion topic gets brought up. I'll go, why would I go to the reunion? I talk to everybody from my high school.
Yeah.
On here that I give a shit about, and I don't want to see the other people.
Never been to a high school reunion.
Me either.
Never.
Apparently, the first my 10 year, apparently I had won some sort of award, but I was in Europe touring, and they gave it to somebody else.
No.
So fuck them.
Apparently, you have to be there to get it.
You have to. You must be present to win.
I think I only have maybe 5 or 6 friends on Facebook from high school. I don't remember anyone from
That's
high
the
school.
thing is, okay,
I
so
have that problem too.
Here's the deal. I don't actually have any friends from high school that are still my friends. I have friends that I went to high school with who I've now connected with via Facebook who we're now friends. Does that make sense?
Friends with high school.
That's correct.
Right, yeah.
So like Lisa, who's like one of my best friends in the world,
and
we
Kit,
were
right?
Kit is another one.
Right.
So I wasn't not friends with them. Like me and Lisa had a couple of classes together, whatever. But it's not like we hung out. Kit was a little bit younger than me, I think.
Carrie Bragg.
And Carrie Bragg, same.
Yeah.
So all of these, God damn it, that's my friend group. You know that. Like those are people that I spend time with.
Right.
So it's funny. People are like, hey, do you still have friends that you had in high school? And I'm like, no, but I have friends that I went to high school with that I'm friends with now, you know? But that's who I hang out with. We just said my whole fucking friend group besides you guys and my band.
I almost hate everybody that I actually hung out with in high school.
Dude, all I know is I read what half of them fucking write on Facebook.
And you're horrified?
Well, I feel like they're all illiterate. I mean, like, and God damn. I mean, fuck. I mean, I say fuck a lot, you know?
The problem I have with most of the people I went to high school with is it's in California, and I don't go there.
Well,
oh yeah, that's a thing.
One of my best friends was involved with my first divorce.
Oh no.
So
yeah,
he was wrapped up in the middle of all that, and so I don't hang out with all those fucking people because I just felt like
is that right?
Betrayed by him.
Jake is a senior, and he's beautiful and perfect. I like him a real lot, and he doesn't like me, okay?
Oh.
And he's got this incredible girlfriend. I'm just this ridiculous dork that's following him around like a puppy.
Why do you think you're a dork? I don't think you're a dork. I don't think Mom thinks you're a dork.
Mike thinks I'm a dork.
Mike is a dork.
So am I.
Well, if it's any consolation, I love you. And if this guy can't see in you all the beautiful and wonderful things that I see, then he's got the problem.
Cool thing is that, and I'm being serious right now. When you get to like have these conversations with your kids, you know, like Rich will tell you, like I drive my kids a lot, so I drive them to school, I drive them back to activities, whatever. Like we're spending time together. It's not always active as far as conversation, but sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we're listening to a song or whatever. And
do you get to have conversations like this, though?
I do. Yeah, I feel like this is really well written, actually.
Yeah, I love this scene.
I think it's a somewhat oblivious dad who really loves his daughter, who really loves him. And, yeah, I mean, I do get to have these. I mean, I can, Emma tells me all of her drama at school and at dance and stuff. And I mean, I don't think I get it the same way that Casey and Emma's mom get it. I think it's delivered a different way. And that's okay with me. I mean, I get it. I mean, I'm a boy. Mm. But, I mean, I think I get enough of it. And especially I feel like when it's like this, where, hey, all I need is these 20 words. And I feel like that happens enough for me. And hopefully for her too. But and with Jack, it's, we just talk all the time because he's literally with me.
But it's superficial stuff. It's not like deep.
No. Sometimes deep. I mean, he'll open up. Yeah, we're a communicating. You know this. We communicate, man. Like people talk around here. It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, like Jack will open up about something that's going wrong or something he didn't really agree with that somebody said, or and try to understand it. I mean, those are things.
I'm like that. My kids are not like that. That's what sucks.
I know that you don't have that relationship, but I don't. Maybe they're
no. It's not that I don't have the relationship.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they're just not that kind of communicator.
They're not that kind of communicator.
They don't communicate that way.
No,
yeah.
They don't.
So, because as I was saying that, I kept thinking you were going to jump in and be like bullshit. But for me, that's what I mean. But I do have those conversations. I mean,
that's good. Those
are the conversations that I have with my children.
I always dream that up in my head when I go and try to talk to them, and then it just never goes that way.
Right.
Like I always want to have that kind of a conversation.
Yeah.
It just never ends up. It always ends up being very superficial from their side back to me. And it's just like, okay.
It's a matter of having those conversations enough to where the other ones just flow in, And like with Emma, like you can't really ask a teenage girl, like, hey, what's going on with this? Like you can't, what's going on with school drama? But, you can ask something sort of leading and just, hope that it gets there. And then they just kind of know that you're interested. But, I don't know. Your kids are grown.
I mean, they tell me school drama.
But your kids are grown.
They tell me school drama. They don't. I'm talking about like the super heart to heart where she like pours out her heart or something like that. I mean, here's how I really feel. And I just don't ever get into that. I wish I got that.
Emma came in and just like had the full on like 3 years later divorce conversation with me. Just like, here are all the feelings I felt.
Oh, that's amazing.
And this is this and this is this. And like we went through all of it. And, I mean, some of it I wanted to hear, some of it I didn't. I thought I was doing everything perfect. And, it's not like I was fucking up, but, I mean, she's a child, and nobody's ever going to nail it. You fucking land it as best you can, and, but, I fucking did the triple Lindic and I got a 10. So what are you going to do? Oh, man. Trisha Yearwood. Man, that girl can sing.
I mean, not many girls in contemporary American society today would give their underwear to help a geek like me.
I can get a piece of ass anytime I want. Shit, I got Carol in the bedroom right now, passed out cold. Could violate her 10 different ways if I wanted to.
What are you waiting for?
I don't know. She's beautiful and she's built and all that. I'm just not interested anymore.
Does that really matter, guy?
Yeah, it matters. She's totally insensitive. Look what she did to my house. She didn't know shit about love. I think she cares about his partying. I want a serious girlfriend. Somebody I can love. That's gonna love me back.
No wonder he's done with her. He's already violated her in more ways than I can even dream up. Like literally 5 or 6 ways I can think to violate her. He's done it 10 different ways.
He could.
Yeah,
He's
could.
done.
He didn't say he's done it. He said he could.
He could go up there anytime and just rape her.
Just do it. God damn it, Will.
That's what he said.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much he sends her off into that scenario.
He basically
anyway.
said I could go up there and rape her anytime I wanted to.
Man, after this, the fucking shit hits the fan. We get, oh, sexy girlfriend. Such a fucking amazing fucking
Oh,
scene.
you guys missed the funniest part of the
What
whole
about
movie.
the martinis?
What?
No,
Yes.
when he wakes up under the table.
Yeah. Jake!
Oh my god!
Oh my god, that
was amazing. with
Every
the
time
eyeball.
every time I see that, I cry.
Yeah, and then but as he's, yes, you're right. Like he's making a martini. And then, but the thing about him is,
He's so suave. Here, pretzel.
yeah, you're right. And
Here's
then,
a napkin.
And then he's got a napkin. Like everything is just perfect. So fucking
How is
great.
this guy king of the losers?
I know. Well, I mean, I think that's what happens, right? I
Do you
mean,
think that was written that way?
I don't know.
Be
knows?
suave, and here's how you be suave. Is he just that
yeah,
way?
he's obviously mixing water, by the way. Like everything that he stirs, like doesn't bubble.
Right.
But I'm sitting there thinking, fuck it, I'm calling it a martini. It's got it. And then he puts the olive in his mouth, and then he spits it out. It's so
You know,
great.
he was 15 when he made this.
Yeah.
Him and Molly were 15.
Yeah, released when they were.
I can't even believe that she was 15.
Jake was 24, and what's her name? His girlfriend was 25.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then the other guy doing pull-ups was probably like 42.
You know,
He was 78 years old.
The dong. You know how Donger was?
He was 28.
28.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that guy from Casey watches this show called Two Broke Girls.
Yeah.
And the owner
Why?
of the restaurant.
I was just talking about that show to my mom before I left for the podcast.
I don't need
and
to get into
saying,
this.
Why is this show so on? It's the worst show ever made.
I think
ever.
it's this. I think it's the same reason as the Big Bang Theory.
No. Big Bang Theory is way better than
No,
this show.
Two Broke
Why
Girls.
does she like this
Two
show?
Broke Girls has a big boob theory, by the way. This
Oh, I
girl,
love her
boobs are so big.
I stuck in for the first season just for her boobs, but I
Okay,
couldn't.
I can't
handle
get
it
into
anymore.
this right now. I'm trying to fucking
Tell
talk
me why
about
she likes it.
I don't care. So the owner of that restaurant is also an Asian guy.
Yes, he is.
And he is like this older dude or whatever. But when we were on vacation, we saw this show called The Middle.
Yeah.
You guys ever seen that?
Yeah.
It's
That's a
the
great
girl
show.
from Everybody Loves Raymond is on
Right.
there or whatever.
That's a great show.
And he plays a fucking junior high kid, and he looks like a junior high kid. It's the fucking craziest thing you've ever seen. And it was fucking totally believable. So, Sexy Girlfriend happens. I love their fucking driving. It's a fucking Rolls Royce, Jake. It's a Rolls Royce.
This is the shittiest Rolls Royce ever. It has hail damage or something
It's
all
John.
over.
It's John Hughes.
It's his actual Rolls Royce.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's what I was telling someone. I'm like, that is a shitty looking Rolls
It's
Royce.
horrible looking.
Oh, no more Yankee, my wanky. The donga need food.
Hell, he's 3 sheets to the wind. He's drunk as a skunk.
Oh, why don't you shut up, Fred? Shut up. Dong. Dong.
Don, Grandpa is talking to you.
Dong. Where is my automobile?
Automobile? like
Man, I mean, so Dong takes over the movie here because his run-in with Jake at the door, which will happen in between a couple of these scenes that we're talking about.
My version didn't have where his balls get grabbed and he punches him in the eye.
No. That doesn't happen.
Okay.
It doesn't happen. The thing is you get, oh, sexy girlfriend, and he dives out of the tree.
Okay. And then it's implied.
So it's implied that he fucking grabbed him by the nuts.
You know how I get
punched.
weird versions sometimes.
Yeah.
I was like, no,
that
didn't even happen. How did he get an eye?
They may have tried to cut it, but yeah.
And the donger had a good buzz on.
You beat up my face.
I always
you
thought
grabbed my nuts.
I always thought he said, "You peed on my face."
Oh shit!
I thought that forever.
Wait, so we do the thing all the time, like she get married, married. Sheesh. So good. So the poltergeist lady is there.
Right.
Holy shit. She just comes up, fucking, everything okay? She's like, her monthly bill came early. She took a muscle relaxer, and then the sister just like, try 4.
Damn, Mom, I got my head going.
You wake up.
Where the hell am I?
I'll tell you where you are. You'll tell me who you are.
Farmer Ted.
You're in the parking lot across the street from my church.
You own a church? What happened?
I have no idea.
Did I do that to your hair?
At this point, anything is possible.
Did we,
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Excuse me, but, do you know if, did I enjoy it? I mean, yes, of course I enjoyed it. I mean, what I meant was, did you?
You know, I have this weird feeling I did.
So he's 15 years old and gets like see, that's why people want to act.
I was 14.
You know what?
I was 14.
What?
When I lost my virginity.
No. I'm not talking about that. He's just making out with this 25-year-old.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I did that too at 14.
I fucking made
I was
out
22.
When you made out with a 14-year-old?
Yeah.
That's super weird. So the first older chick I was ever with, I was 17 and she was 22 or 23, and she like smoked.
Ugh.
And so like I just remember it being like super. Oh, it's my brother's girlfriend, by the way. I talk about
that's right.
I talk about the song. But yeah, that was it. I thought I peed in her, but I didn't. Apparently, we almost had I really didn't know what I was doing.
What? How did you? Wait.
I didn't really pee. You can't really do that.
No.
But,
Stop.
Okay, go ahead.
How did you think you peed in her? You had already been masturbating and ejaculating. You know what's coming out.
Because
why?
Just the way that it was happening. I'd already had sex is the thing.
But you just thought this time I had to go bathroom really bad, so you.
No, it was just so. I mean, it was crazy. It was like everything you could imagine, like older chick, pantyhose on, like in the hallway of my fucking practice place. Like there's just so much stuff stacked against me, man. I mean, I can't. By the way, I'm going on tour solo in this year. I'm going to do 3 shows in LA coming up in February, and then I'm doing 10 days out in September. And I'm going to tell all these stories, and I'm going to play you guys some songs. And it's going to be pretty interesting.
You're going to have like a storyteller's.
Kinda. I mean, it's less of like a chronological, like, this is what happened to me, and more just, it's called Heartache and Hilarity.
Do you already have the stories you're going to tell?
No. I'll have them by then, but right now I'm just trying to figure out.
You're going to have stories mapped out?
Yeah, not mapped out the way I'll tell them, but the stories
idea.
that, yeah. It's not going to be scripted, but.
What are you doing here?
I heard you were here.
You came here for me?
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Do you have to go to reception now?
I'm supposed to.
Can I call you later?
Sure. I mean, no.
No, I can't call you later?
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not going to reception.
Oh.
It's a great song. I love the Thompson Twins.
Thompson Twins. I forgot that's what was their big song? They had like a really...
They had a bunch. Doctor, Hold Me Now.
Doctor.
Hold me now. Whoa, warm my heart and not apply. Stay with me. Stay with me. Yeah, so no, I'm not going. So I sat there and watched them by the cake.
I always think, are they going to burn themselves?
Exactly. So I'm so glad you brought this up.
Every time I'm like, that would hurt.
Okay. So I was sitting there watching this, and I said to Casey, I'm like, this is such a fire hazard. I can't fucking believe. And then I realized they had cheated them forward, and the way that they were sitting, the cake was actually behind them. Fucking cinematic movie trick.
It also bothers me that they're sitting on a glass table.
Oh, that's what bothered the shit out of me.
It was killing me.
Yeah, I hate it.
I'm like, no
Everything
one
about
sits
that,
on a glass table.
Everything about that scene
You can't even get up on there without breaking
this is a bad idea.
Also, until this watch, I always assumed they were at her house because his house was fucking trashed. But she was like,
has maids.
Thanks for inviting me over. There's no way the maids could take care of that. There was a goddamn fucking hole in the floor.
My maids came over at 3. They were done at 3:45.
Today?
Yeah.
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He lives in a tiny home.
Yeah.
It's not that tiny.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool.
I agree with
Rich.
all of you.
How you feeling, man?
I'm good.
You've done great.
Thanks.
I'm glad we did this, guys. Seriously, we got back at him for having a female episode without us.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I was there. Never mind.
And there was a very limited amount of body shaming happening.
Yeah. This time or last time. Is that what you meant?
This time.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, because the body double.
Because every time I tried to bring up bodies, you guys would change the subject.
Let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the one. Nothing wrong with me, two. Nothing wrong with me. Hey, everybody.
Let's check the Facebook page.
Tim Bell writes, you guys rock. Loving that Casey is in the podcast more these days, too. You guys all bounce off each other so well. It's the easiest 2 hours of podcasting to listen to. I never get bored of this. Cheers, guys. Hey, thanks, Tim. We appreciate that. My name is Jaret. This has been a podcast, and we've been talking about a lot of shit, actually, but also the movie 16 Candles. I hope you guys have had a fantastic time. You can find us on the web at JaretGoesToTheMovies.com. We are at Jaret Movies, JaretMovies, on Twitter and Instagram. I didn't even know we had an Instagram.
Yeah. There's nothing on it.
I should sign into that shit and fucking I'll post some shit on there. I'm going to do that. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, Reddit, Pinterest, Patreon, Google Plus, and Tumblr by searching Jaret Goes to the Movies. Find me on all the socials at JARET2113. Find Rich on all the socials at Rich Coleman TX, and Casey on all the socials at CASEYYANT, and Will, Kitty Corner Will, on all the socials using WILVARK, and it's Will with one L. I know, I just fucking said that. Hey, guests, do you guys have any socials? We don't have any guests. Guess why? Because it's fucking just us tonight, guys.
Just us.
Just us.
Hey, guys, this has been a really fun time. You never told me what you thought about the movie.
Oh, I love 16 Candles.
Did you?
Yeah, of course.
Here's what I thought. I thought actually that it, I didn't.
It still has the 80s pacing that bothers me, but I love the movie.
But that doesn't bother me. What I thought was that it was, it almost seemed watered down to me this time as I watched it, but then I thought there's so much thoughtfulness in this one. Like, it's almost like he was telling the story, but also, like, there's a lot of relationships that happen really fast, so it couldn't be real, like, pointed.
Like, I felt like it had as many funny one-liners as Real Genius, but Real Genius lacked the heart that this movie had.
Sure. Not even a fucking movie to compare it to, but I appreciate you saying that.
It's just the last one that we talked about that you were mad that I hated, but yeah.
No, I wasn't mad that you hated it. I disagree. I think way less one-liners in this one, definitely more heart, and more of a, an actual story. This is about love and shit. The other one was about a laser. I could say this as a fucking songwriter. It's like, it's super easy to write a love song, Writing a song. So basically, if
But it's harder to write a song about a laser?
No, it's harder to write a song about anything else that's not a love song.
That's true.
And that's life.
Yeah.
So writing a script about a love story has to be easier than writing a script that isn't a love story. It has to be true.
Yeah.
Because my thing is when I first started Bowling for Soup, I was like, I'm not going to write any songs about girls.
I agree. Real Genius was harder to write, less effective than 16 Candles.
That could be true.
Actually, 16 Candles is a flop at the box office. It didn't get popular until after it came on like TBS and stuff.
100%. Yeah, I get that. But you know what? They fucking have the last laugh, and it's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yep, agreed.
Seriously, fantastically written. Will, how'd you feel about 16 Candles?
I love 16 Candles.
Yeah.
Reminds me of growing up in the 80s.
Yeah.
Awesome music.
I think you guys
funny.
would more compare this to like a Breakfast Club, like more of a John Hughes movie.
I like this more than Breakfast Club.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. There's less depth here. We're not diving into insane aspects of these kids' minds at all. In fact, we don't really. All we know about her is if she's going to have sex, it's going to be this guy, and everybody forgot her birthday. That's it.
For me, Michael Anthony Hall makes the movie. He is amazing in this.
Always, yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I would say Breakfast Club over this one, though.
Both of you guys say Michael Anthony Hall, by the way.
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys
Anthony
both.
Michael Hall.
You guys both.
Is it Anthony Michael Hall?
Yeah, you guys both. You guys both love Van Halen.
Yeah, apparently.
Wow.
Hey guys, my name is Jaret, and I appreciate you guys listening to this podcast. Thank you so very much for just being a part of the fucking world and for letting us be a part of your day. And we will see you down the road. Trisha Yearwood. Man, that girl could sing.